be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Today in Proverbs, it's what we got going on. Y'all know, Proverbs is my favorite book in the Bible. There's 31 chapters, chapter for every day of the month. If you want to know where to start, just start where you are. Whatever the date is, start on that chapter. And when there are not 31 chapters in the month, 31 days, just keep reading until you catch up. All right, that's how you do that. All right, hope y'all had a wonderful Saturday. Man, I'm telling you, listen. Saturday. Man, I'm telling it's a lot going on in the world, man. It's a lot going on. I ain't lying, and you know, a lot of people are gonna be caught up in some stuff, and they don't know how to deal with it. And this is what Proverbs is gonna help a whole lot of people when the stuff hit the fan. This book right here gonna help a whole lot of people deal with what they going through. Because it'll teach you what is and what ain't, and what to do and what not to do. It'll teach you that. All right. So anyway, since today is the 21st, we're gonna start in the 21st chapter. So let's pray and get in the word. Father, I thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, that I may precisely articulate this word with wisdom and understanding, to pierce the hearing, the vision, and the hearts of your children. These things I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So I read from the New King James Version and the Message Bible. Hey, New York, man, you the first one up in here today, man. Thank you for joining me, brother. I give you a contrast between the New King James Version and the Message Bible. And there are gonna come times where I'm gonna give you some definitions, because I don't want to take for granted that you know what it's talking about. Not trying to insult your intelligence, okay? But some people might not, they pretend they know and they really don't. So we just trying to cover all bases. All right? So chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Like rivers of water, he turns it wherever he wishes. See, God is the only one, man, that can change a person's heart. You having some issues with people, rather than you out here bumping your head up against the wall and getting caught up and doomsday. Thank you for joining me. Kurdistan, man, I play your national anthem a lot down in front of the White House. All right, I played Kurdistan's national anthem a lot down in the White House. I got to get my stuff back. I haven't been able to go, but man, I play your national anthem a lot. Okay, I really do. And see, I know you from Kurdistan when you come down there with that little thing around your waist. That's how I recognize Kurdistan. When whatever that thing is called that you have wrapped around you, I say, yeah, that's Kurdistan right there. All right. Thank you, man. The Message Bible says good leadership is a channel of water controlled by God. He directs it whatever ends he chooses. See, God gonna put you in the direction, whatever way he wants you to go. He gonna make sure you can do. And you got some people thinking they doing it their way. Man, God got the final say. God has the final say. And some of y'all need to quit worrying and let God take care of your problems. Verse 2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts. That's what's in your heart, man. What's your motive? And you can do good, but if you got the wrong motive for doing it, it ain't gonna work. Let me say that again. You can do good, but if your motive in your heart ain't right, you're not gonna get the results you're looking for. It's just that simple. Okay? In the Message Bible, it says, we justify our actions by appearances. God examines our motives. That's what God looking at. God is looking at your motives. And you notice it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth is going to speak. And that's the truth. Whatever is in your heart in abundance, man, that's going to be the first thing come out your mouth. Verse 3, to do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Listen, to do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. See, because your sacrifice might be tainted for the wrong reason. But God is going to look at how you treat people and how you act. That's what God is looking at. See, you can fool man with all these appearances, but you can't fool God. In the Message Bible, it says, clean living before God and justice with our neighbor means far more to God than religious performance. I told y'all, I had a bunch of preachers to come down when I was down there, and it was more preachers than people. What's going on, Gino? Dignus, Doomsday. Thank y'all for joining. In New York, he was the first one up in here. I told y'all, see, he said, listen, clean living before God and justice with our neighbor means far more to God than religious performance. And you got a lot of people right now who and let me give you this example. I mean, it must have been 15, 20 pastors. Then all of them got their robes on and the little collars around their neck, and and they get up and do their little speech and say that's a religious performance. Even your own congregation don't even come out to support you. So you're just there to impress each other. When you got a religious performance, man, you just there to impress people. It ain't about the sincerity of what you're doing. You're there just to be for a show, for it's a theater for you, something to do, and people getting tired of that. Verse 4, a haughty look and a proud heart and the plowing of the wicked a sin. See, when you got a haughty look, you think you're superior. Do you know anybody? See, when I see this verse right here, you know who I think of? Your sacrifice is part of justice, and you are wise. Well, thank you. This a haughty look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked a sin. You know who I see when I see this verse right here? That old joker Pete Hegseth. This when I see a haughty look, which means you think you superior, you think you better than. That's who I see and you probably know some people yourself. They think they got it going on better than. Always looking down on folk. This is what this is talking about. In the Message Bible, it says arrogance and pride, distinguishing marks in the wicked, are just plain sin. Let me read that again. Arrogance and pride, distinguishing marks in the wicked, are just plain sin. So when you see an arrogant, proud person, you know, man, that ain't who you want to be hanging around. That is not the I don't care how much money they got. I don't care how famous they are. Man, that is not the person that you want to be hanging around, because eventually they're going to fall. And if you anywhere around them, you don't know what could be the result for you. You're going to get caught up. Okay? Verse 5. The plan of the diligent leads surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. The Message Bible says careful planning push you ahead in the long run. Hurry and scurry push you farther behind. And you got some people right now, man, that you know, they in a hurry. They want it just like that. Give it to me right now. I ain't got time to wait. Let me have it right now. And ain't got no kind of foundation. And then when they step on the foundation, the little foundation they have, the weight of what they putting on it can't hold it. And they end up crashing. See, that's why you got to be careful about the foundation that you're building. Because if you ain't, if you don't have the proper foundation, man, you in trouble. I mean, that's any builder. Anything that don't have the proper foundation, it'll stand for a little while, but eventually it's going to compromise. It's going to become compromised because the foundation is going to give away. Verse 6, getting treasures by a lying tongue is the fleeting fancy of those who seek death. Getting treasures by a lying tongue is the fleeting fantasy of those who seek death. In the Message Bible, it says, make it to the top by lying and cheating, get paid with smoke and a promotion to death. See, lying and cheating can get you in the door. Let me say that again. Lying and cheating can get you in the door, but it can't keep you in there. It can get you in, but it can't keep you. Because eventually, you're going to have to pay the piper, man. See, you're going to have to be able to perform. And right now, you got a lot of people that are cheating and lying to get in some positions. And when the rubber hit the road, let me give you, here's another example. Look at the FBI. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, that's all. Here, this man got SWAT teams protecting his girlfriend. He flying around on a government jet to go see her. You see, that's irresponsible, man. And you think that's gonna last? No, that ain't gonna last. It's just a matter of time, man. Cause every time he do some stuff, he pulling out a peg. He pulling. See, and eventually his whole house gonna crash. His whole house, everything he gonna fall down. And unfortunately, man, there are some decent, qualified agents that are being discouraged and punished because of his incompetence. Verse 7, the violence of the wicked will destroy them because they refuse to do justice. The violence of the wicked will destroy them because they refuse to do justice. In the Message Bible, it says, the wicked get buried alive by their loot because they refuse to use it to help others. That's a selfish person that they talking about. That's who they talk. Man, that's a selfish person. Ain't got no compassion, none whatsoever. Could care less about the welfare of others because all they trying to do is line their pocket. Tanya, girl, it's good to see you up in here. Thank you for coming. Hope you're doing all right. She's one of my supporters too. Verse 8, the way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the pure, his work is right. In the Message Bible, it says, the wicked get buried alive by their loot. No, that's wrong. This is number 8. I'm sorry. I read, mixed motives twist life into tangles. Pure motives take you straight down the road. When you got mixed motives, man, you got an agenda. Let me say that again. When you got mixed motives, you have an agenda. Okay? So that means it's coming from your head and not your heart. See, when you got pure motives, man, that's coming from your heart. You ain't got no agenda. You ain't looking for nothing in return. When your motives are pure from your heart. Verse 9, better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. I told y'all, I like to give you a definition. So let me give you the definition of contentious. Okay, that is that listen, contentious describes people or situation causing or likely to cause heated argument, controversy, and disagreement. When you dealing with a contentious person, you dealing with drama. Ain't no rest. And it says, better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. All right? And I'm telling you, you ain't got no peace, man. You don't have no peace whatsoever. Ain't nothing you can do that is right with this person. I don't care what you do, man, they always gonna find something wrong with it. Okay? And when you get around people, whether it's man or woman, and you can't never do nothing right, you need to say, hey, listen, go on about your business because you're looking for an out. So let me just give it to you. You ain't got to wait on nothing stupid to happen. Let me just give it to you now. So go on by, get gone, get your stuff, get gone. That's how you deal with that. In the Message Bible, it says, better to live alone in a tumble down shack than share a mansion with a nagging spouse. Because they ain't never happy. Ain't never happy. And ain't nothing you can do that's going to make them happy. Because they always thinking the grass is greener on the other side until they get over there. And then they'll find out I had the best thing. This was the best thing that I had. And I messed it up. But they won't never tell you that. But they'll come to that realization. See, once they miss you, see, they'll come, they got the pride ain't gonna let them tell you I screwed up. Okay? The pride ain't gonna let them tell you that. But God will, their conscience will know, oh man, I messed this up. I messed this up. Okay? Verse 10. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor find no favor in his eyes. The Message Bible says, wicked souls love to make trouble. They feel nothing for friends and neighbors. Wicked person don't care. Wicked person ain't got no compassion. They don't have no compassion. All they see is themselves, their needs, and no more. That's all. Wicked people, man, it's all about them. That's why, and they can't keep, once they get something, it ain't gonna last because they wicked. That's why they have to keep running games. Okay? Verse 11. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. See, that scoffer ain't gonna, it's hard-headed person, man. They ain't gonna listen to you. They ain't gonna take no advice because they know it all. See, they as they cocksure. They just know they it. See, so it says the scoffer is punished. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. That means when they see somebody else how they was treated, oh no, I ain't trying to do that. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that because I see what kind of time he got. So no, that ain't for me. In the Message Bible, it says simpletons only learn the hard way, but the wise learn by listening. See, a wise person, even if it's something that is sensitive, and you tell them, they still will listen. Okay? You guys are Arabs. Okay. Verse 12. The righteous God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. See, man, I just saw where this guy, this country over in the Bible, who they thought was dead, just said yesterday that Genghis Khan was greater than Jesus. That evil could overcome good. And you got all these Christians running around talking about this and supporting this kind. How you gonna support somebody that can tell you a man is greater than Jesus? How you gonna still support them? How you still gonna back them, Christians, when they tell you that evil will overcome good? All you Christians talking about this country in the Bible, you support this country. I ain't trying to say the name because, see, when you say the name, they censor you. So I use the country, and everybody know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about that country in the Bible. How you going to support them when they tell you a man is greater than Jesus? And you run around talking about you support them? That says a lot about you. And see, the truth is coming out. The truth. Anytime you gonna talking about Genghis Khan is greater than Jesus, man, that's wicked. That's a wicked person. They showing you, talking about evil will overcome good. And the Bible say that love conquers all. But he's saying evil is going to overcome good. The right road is not crowded. No, it's not. It's not. It is not crowded at all. It's not. You're absolutely right. In the Message Bible, it says, a God loyal person will see right through the wicked and undo the evil that they plan. See, this is why I keep trying to tell you, man, you need to get away from this drama. You need to get away from all this confusion, so you can start recognizing the people that's walking up on you. Because I'm telling you from experience, man, when somebody walk up on you with some ill intent, they ain't gonna be comfortable, or you just not gonna be comfortable around them. It's just something about them that's gonna rub you the wrong way. And a lot of y'all overlook that. A lot of y'all try to justify that. And that was your warning, but you didn't heed it. I'm telling you, when somebody come around you, man, pay attention to the vibe that they putting off, because it'll save you some trouble. Verse 13, whoever shut his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. See, this is the person, as my grandmama would say, is picking in high cotton right now. See, they ain't got to bend over. When you picking in high cotton, buddy, you standing up. It's easy. But boy, when you got to bend down, and I done picked cotton in my lifetime. When you got to bend down, boy, eventually, man, that's gonna wear out your back. Whoa! Hey, Lo, man, you the first person give me some money today. Thank you, and may there be many more after you. Thank you for that blessing. Thank you. In the Message Bible, it says, if you stop your ears to the cries of the poor, your cries will go unheard and unanswered. What goes around comes around. And you need to know that. All right? Verse 14. A gift in secret pacifies anger, and a bribe behind the back, strong wrath. Strong wrath. Okay? The Message Bible says, a quietly given gift soothes an irritable person. A heartfelt present cools a hot temper. Okay? Let me see who this is. Gotta check you out. Let me check you out real quick. Let's see who you are. I believe this is one of my trolls. No name brand. Let's see what you got going on. Oh, you've been around since 2016. I'll let you stay. I'll let you stay. I'll let you stay. Verse 15. It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. In the Message Bible, it says, good people celebrate when justice triumphs. But for the workers of evil, it's a bad day. Okay? Project. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining me, Project. Verse 16. A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. Man, when you start getting ignorant, when you wonder, see, a man who wanders away from understanding is somebody that start acting stupid. They just go buck wild crazy. That's who this is talking about. Somebody that's just done lost their mind. That's who this is talking about. Will rest in the assembly of the dead. And in the Message Bible, it says, whoever wanders off the straight and narrow ends up in a congregation of ghosts. And um let me give you an example. Kevin Samuels. A lot of y'all know who Kevin Samuels is. And Kevin Samuels died the same way he was telling a lot of women that how they was gonna buy themselves. And his last call was a 25-year-old virgin. And he had picked up a girl that was in his house. And that was God trying to give him another chance. And he didn't. And that boy probably took some Viagra and had a heart attack. And she was on the phone. Oh, this is Kevin Samuels. And she say, are you okay? She's sitting there watching him die and didn't even go to the hospital with him. And that boy was picking in high cotton. Everybody, I bet you some of you fellas up in here know who Kevin Samuels was. Look at how he died. See, this is a good example. This is a man who wanders away from understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. And he was a church man and turned his back. He sure was. Kevin Samuels was a church man and turned his back on God. He sure did. And look what happened to him. Verse 17. He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. See, New York, I told you, yeah, Kevin Samuels. That's him. That's him. And I found a replacement for him. Everett Overton. Fellas, y'all need to check out Everett. All right? Check out Everett. Everett Overton. Check him out. All right? He's the opposite of Kevin Samuels. In the Message Bible, it says, you're addicted to thrills. What an empty life. The pursuit of pleasure is never satisfied. The pursuit of pleasure is never satisfied. I don't care how much money you got. If you into the party scene, man, it ain't gonna do you no good. You're just destroying yourself. That's all you doing. Verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. In the Message Bible, it says, what a bad person plot against the good boomerangs. The plotter gets it in the end. Listen, what a bad person plots against the good boomerang. The plotter gets it in the end. And I see this verse, I see that guy that arrested me. Took this sign, he confiscated this sign right here. It's sitting down in a police station right now. This sign. Okay, it says where a bad person plot against the good boomerangs. The plotter gets it in the end. And that's, man, when somebody trying to dig a hole for you, they digging it for themselves. They ain't digging that for you. Okay? Lo say sometimes you have to wait a long time to see it happen. No, you don't, man. Things are speeded up now, buddy. No. It's done speeded, stuff done speeded up now, buddy. Look, here we are, almost at the end of March. Look like we just came into 2026. And we almost at the end of March already. Look how fast time is flying. Now, things done speeded up, man. Used to take a long time, but not now. Stuff done speeded up now, buddy. I mean, it's like as soon as you put it out there, it's coming right back to you. I'm serious. And this is, see, when you know that, that's when you're careful about the seeds you sowing. Okay? Time has sped up. I'm telling you, it's speeding up. All right? No, it ain't because of it. No, it's speeding up, man. For real. Verse 19. Here we go. Better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. Boy, when you get around a contentious, ain't no peace. Ain't no peace. Ain't no peace. I don't care how many rooms you got. I don't care where you go. You not gonna have no peace. In fact, whatever food she cook, if she cook, if she cook, you ain't gonna even enjoy your dinner. No, I'm serious. You ain't gonna eat. Yeah, see, that's one of the things, man. Look. My wife mad at me. Nah, baby, pass on the cooking. Don't cook for me with no attitude. If you can't cook for me with some love, don't cook at all. Okay? I don't want you coming throwing my plate on the table. Hey, Tanya, you a good woman. She said she tried to cook everything from scratch every day. But most women, they doing what, TV dinners and takeout. They ain't trying to cook. But fellas, I'm telling you, if a woman is upset with you, man, don't eat that food she cooked, because you ain't gonna enjoy it. Because that same energy that she's upset about, she gonna put into that food. That's what you eating. That same negative energy that she's pissed off and mad at you about, she's putting that into your food. You think you're gonna enjoy that? No. And I mean that. I mean that, man. My wife mad at me. Baby. We'll go somewhere to eat. Now, you ain't cooking, because I'm not going to eat the food. And I mean that. And she knows that. You upset with me? Stay out of the kitchen. Stay out of the kitchen. Because, man, I like to sit down and enjoy my meal. I don't want to do no talking. I'm sitting down and I want to enjoy my meal. Okay? That's what I want to do. In the Message Bible, it says, better to live in a tent in the wild than with a cross and petulant spouse. Ain't no peace, man. Ain't no peace. Ain't no peace. And unfortunately, a lot of people are stuck in situations like that because they think they ain't got no options. So they have to live with it. Okay? So they stuck and they take that abuse. They take that mistreatment because to them, they ain't got no better option. And you always got some options. You always got some options. Now, whether you want to take them or not, that's a different story. But you always got some options. Verse 20, there is desirable treasure and oil in dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. Man, when a foolish person they spend it all. They ain't got no discipline. Listen, there's desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. In the Message Bible, it says valuables are safe in a wise person's home. Fools put it all out in the yard for sale. Because they don't have no appreciation. They don't know what they got. They don't know. That's a foolish person that take everything for granted. Don't know the value. Don't have any appreciation. That's a foolish person. Verse 21. He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. In the Message Bible, it says, whoever goes hunting for what is right and kind find life itself, glorious life. See, because you got some people, all they out here looking for is wickedness. But then the other side of that coin, and there's two sides to every coin. See, that righteous person, man, is looking for situations to be a blessing. Looking for situations to be, my daughter just dropped me off, and I said, baby, she was talking about how high everything is, and I said, baby, listen, just be glad you got the money. Be grateful. No matter how high the prices are, you still can go in there and get what you want. Might cost you a little bit more, but you got it. And there are a lot of people don't even have it. So see, you can sit down and complain about how high stuff is all you want. Man, start showing some gratitude that you're able to walk in the store and get what might not be as much as you used to get, but you still can go in there and get what you want. You ain't got to get them to the cash register. Take that off. Take that off. Let me put that back. You ain't got to do that. Be grateful, man. Because there are a lot of folk, boy, they get up to the cash register and they got to, wait a minute, I got to take something off. And they looking what they want to sacrifice. Be grateful you ain't got to deal with that. Verse 22. A wise man scales the city of the mighty and bring down the trusted stronghold. In the Message Bible, it says, one sage entered a whole city of armed soldiers. Their trusted defenses fell to pieces. See, because when you're wise, God gonna give you an angle of how to deal. When it says a wise man scales the city of the mighty, God gonna show you how to deal with them. God gonna show you how to deal with them to get whatever you want. But see, if you wicked, God ain't helping you. What makes you think you out here dividing all them conservatives, them libtards, and when adversity come, you think God gonna help you, and you dividing people, you putting people down. I don't care how much you talk about Jesus. That ain't gonna work. And you got people right now, just because they use the name of Jesus, people drop their guards, thinking that's a good person. No. And they make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. No. Stop falling for that flim flam. Verse 23. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue, keep his soul from trouble. Shut up. Shut up, man. Stop telling social media all your business. It ain't your business. They don't need to know everything about you. No, because see, some people gonna take that information and use it against you. That's why you don't need to be telling everything that's going, man, keep some stuff to yourself. All right? And you'll save yourself a lot of drama and a lot of heartaches when you keep your mouth closed. Don't be out here broadcasting all your business. Just because they want to know, don't mean you got to tell them. All right? Listen. The Message Bible say, watch your words and hold your tongue. You'll save yourself a lot of grief. And you got some people right now, all they had to do was keep their mouths closed, and they wouldn't be having the problems that they're having right now because they talk too much. And this is telling you, man, don't be no open book. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. Let me say that again. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. Okay? And when some people trying to get in your business, nah, man, you don't need to know that. That ain't for you to know. That ain't for you to know. And see, and unfortunately, a lot of people use this moment to try to get some sympathy. See, that's why a lot of folk are telling all their business, because they trying to get some sympathy. See, they want to be the victim. Keep your mouth closed. Verse 24. A proud and haughty man, scoffer, is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. The Message Bible says, you know their names: brash, impudent, blasphemer. Let me look up that word, impudent. Hold on, let me give you the definition of that. Impudent. Someone who is offensively bold, disrespectful, or shameless, often failing to show proper courtesy. An arrogant person. And this is an arrogant person. And I'm gonna go back to Hegseth. This is he's brash, arrogant, and a hothead. That's who he is. That this is a scripture just for him, and I don't know why God can, but you know, every time I see him on television, man, it makes my skin crawl. It really does make my skin crawl, because you're talking about somebody that is incompetent, have no business being in the position that they're in, none whatsoever. Verse 25. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. He ain't gonna do no, lazy man ain't gonna do no work. And even if you give him some work, he end up messing that up. See, lazy people just won't sue for nothing. They just looking for a handout. That's what that lazy person is doing. Man, they just looking for a handout. They ain't trying to do nothing. Even if you help them, they'll end up screwing that up, messing up your name. And you trying to help them. And they end up giving you a bad reputation because you recommended them. So you can't help everybody, man. You really can't. The Message Bible say lazy people finally die of hunger because they won't get up and go to work. Ain't got no initiative. See, all of them people standing out there with them cups, every time somebody puts something in their cup, man, it just steal a part of their just steal a part of them to become lazy. They ain't got no assertiveness about themselves whatsoever. Cause see, that cup is working for them. When you see a person constantly on the same corner or in the same intersection, it's working for them. But one day it's gonna come to a screeching halt. And then they're gonna have to go out and do something stupid to get in jail just so they can get some shelter and a free meal. And seriously, that's just what's gonna happen. Verse 26. He covers greedily all day long, but the righteous give and does not spare. See, a righteous man, they'll give you their last. Because they know God is going to open up a way for them. God is going to open up a way. A righteous person, see, and this is how you tell who's who. Let me tell Bernie, what's going on, man? All is well, Bernie. Man, that guy right there is my biggest supporter this year. Bernie, right there, him. He's number one, uno. Number one. That's my number one supporter right there. That guy, Bernie, my number one supporter right there. Okay, but listen. Let me show you what the Message Bible say. Sinners are always wanting what they don't have. The God loyal are always given what they do have. And sometimes, man, you know, it ain't all about money. Man, you can give a kind word. You can give some uplift. You can give some encouragement. You can give some understanding. See, a lot of people want to put it on. No, man, but a kind word can brighten somebody's day. A compliment. You know how many women that walk around every day and don't hear, you know what, you really look nice. You do look nice today with no strings attached. But just say, man, you look nice today. Cause that good person, man, is always trying to be uplifting, always caring. Ain't gonna insult you, ain't gonna talk about you behind your back. That's a good person. Verse 27. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wicked intent? The Message Bible says, religious performance by the wicked stinks. It's even worse when they use it to get ahead. I didn't say, listen, religious performance by the wicked stinks. It's even worse when they use it to get ahead. And that's that person going, you believe in Jesus? Somebody asks you that all the time at the White House, you believe in Jesus? And my response is, how you gonna know I'm telling the truth? Since you're asking me, how you know what I'm telling you is gonna be true? You don't. You don't. And there's a lot of people in the pulpit that are using religion to get ahead. They're using religion. And that's why the body of Christ is so screwed up right now, because we got too many people that's using religion to get ahead, using it as generational income. Okay? That's what it is. And people are now getting wise to the deception. Lo say, I'm far more concerned about Jesus believing in me. Well, you know, when but see, for Jesus to believe in you, man, you're gonna have to do right by folk. You got to do right by folk. Jesus ain't gonna believe in you and you lying, you cheating, and you dividing people. Jesus ain't gonna believe in you. So if you're concerned about Jesus believing in you, man, that's a lifestyle you got to live. That's what that is. And see, and this is what, if you go and look at all the different Bibles, they all got similarities. Might be worded differently, but they all got similarities. And that tell you we're talking about a lifestyle. That's what we're talking about, a lifestyle. And a lot of people don't want to live, they want the results. Okay? It's tough, man. It's tough. It is tough. It is tough. Because a lot of times, you know, you get out and you do good and people might not even appreciate it. Might not even tell you thank you. But you can't take it personal. See, when you live in a righteous lifestyle, man, how people treat you, you can't take that personal. You just got to know that's just the way it is. It ain't personal. Because the minute you start personalizing it, it's when fear gonna be on one side and depression gonna be on this side, and they both gonna be talking in your ears. Okay? When you start taking it personal. See, you got these voices on your shoulder that's gonna start talking to you. And if you're weak, you're gonna start listening. Now I'm telling you that. Verse 28, a false witness shall perish, but the man who hears him will speak endlessly. The Message Bible says, a lying witness is unconvincing. A person who speaks truth is respected. And see, all you got is your word. And when you sit down and you really think about it, most people know you by how you keep your word. That's what they know. See, how you keep your word, how you treat your word, is how people gonna know whether you good or you wicked. How you treat your word. That's what most folk know you by. What kind of person are you? Are you a liar? Or can you be trusted? And if you can be trusted, most folk gonna give you respect. I know, but now I know that is true. See, how you keep your word is how people gonna treat you. You're a liar, you can't be trusted, man, they're gonna keep you at arm's length, and your reputation is gonna go in front of you. But if you're a good person and you keep your word and you do right by people, man, that's what's gonna be in front of you. That's what people gonna know you by. And have you noticed, man, some people die and they can't get 5 folk to come to their funeral. Okay? God seeking, what's going on? Yep, Periscope it was. Verse 29. A wicked man hardens his faith, but as for the upright, he establishes his way. Wicked man hardens his face because he ain't running into nothing but adversity. That wicked man, all he gonna run into is adversity. But the upright, he establishes his way. In the Message Bible, it says, unscrupulous people fake it a lot. Honest people assure their steps. And let me read this to you. See, when you're doing right, let me show you what happens. This is Isaiah chapter 58. I'm going to start at verse 8. Then your light shall break forth like the morning. Your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry, and he will say, here I am. When you live a righteous lifestyle, God got your back. God got your back. You ain't got to be looking behind yourself, seeing what's coming, because you do right by people. But when you do wrong by people, man, you got to see what's coming up behind you. And when you looking behind yourself, it's when you're going to stumble over something that you didn't see. See, that's the price of a wicked life. Because you can't look both ways at the same time. And because you got so much junk in your past, you got to keep focused on what's coming up behind you. And you ain't paying attention to where you're walking. And that's when you stumble and fall. Verse 30. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. Your arm's too short. You can't box with God. You can't fight God. You can't do it. Listen, there's no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. Somebody tried that. Satan. That's why he got kicked out. The Message Bible say nothing clever, nothing conceived, nothing contrived can get the better of God. You ain't gonna beat God, man. You ain't gonna beat him. You ain't gonna beat God. So stop trying. Stop trying. You might, and I'm telling you, man, with the stuff that's getting ready to come down the pipe, you're gonna need a place of refuge. And a lot of so-called Christians thinking they got refuge and gonna find up, get to the door, and they can't get in. It's gonna be locked. Okay? It's gonna be locked. Because of their lifestyle. It's gonna be locked. Verse 31. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. In the Message Bible, it say, do your best, prepare for the worst, then trust God to bring the victory. And when you trust in God, man, you got to let go. You got to let go. You just got to believe. When you trust in God, you just got to let go. All right? Man, that's the end of chapter 21. Anybody got any questions? Anybody? You got some questions? Lo said, you're thinking that, no, man, time ain't near. There's going to be a wealth transfer before Jesus come back. The wealth of the sinners is laid up for the just. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Man, there's a wealth transfer got to come before Jesus come back. No. Jesus right now is you looking at a lot of wickedness that's being exposed. Stuff people been getting away with for years. Light is finally shining on it. Let's see, the name of God is I am. What a powerful thing. When you say I am followed by something negative, I am poor, I am unlovable, you're right. That's what you're gonna get. That is exactly what you're gonna get. Man, in fact, in the yesterday, where was it? It's talk about, was it? Oh no, it wasn't yesterday. It was, where is that thing? Showing you how I'm trying to show you how. Here it is. In verse 18, verse 20, a man's stomach will be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth, from the produce of his lips he shall be filled. You know what's coming out of your, what's the fruit of your mouth? Your words. And you got to be careful, man, of the words that you're speaking, because it says a man's stomach will be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. And if you always talking about I ain't never got enough, things are always, that's what you're gonna get, because that's what you're speaking. Okay, that is what you're saying. And ain't nothing a joke. Let me say that again. See, you got a lot of people putting some negative in. Oh man, I'm just joking. But that's the fruit of your mouth. It don't know you joking. What come out of your mouth, man, that's it's real. That's the fruit of your mouth. The words that come out of your mouth. That's the fruit of your mouth. And unfortunately, see, a lot of people don't get a chance to see the desires that they want to see. They just don't see the desires that they believe in God for. And but you got to constantly keep at it. You got to constantly keep at it, man. You can't be discouraged. You got to constantly keep going, because see, if you don't feel what you're saying, it ain't gonna work. And most churches are teaching you it ain't about your feeling, but it's all about your feelings. See, if you in a church and they telling you it ain't about what you feel, you need to get out of that church, because they teaching you wrong. It's all about how you feel. It's all about how you feeling, because how you feeling is what you're going to be speaking. So if you feeling down and depressed and despondent, that's all coming out your mouth. That's all that's going to come out your mouth. And see, and what I'm learning in my 73 years, boy, you're going to have to trick yourself. You got to make yourself believe what you're desiring is true in order to get it. Because you remember Jesus say, pray as though you have received. When you think you have received something, look at your paycheck. Every 2 weeks or every week, however you get, when payday come around, you know that money gonna be there. You ain't wishing, oh man, am I gonna get a check today? You ain't wishing. You know, you making plans. Well, that's the same thing when you believe in God for it. Man, you got to believe that it's true and make plans for that. And that's where the rubber meets the road. Because you got so many default voices in your head that you're going to have to silence. And most folk don't take the time to try to silence all of them different voices that they got in their head. They don't try to silence them. Because God ain't going to tell you to do nothing wrong. I'm telling you, God ain't going to tell you to do nothing wrong. God ain't going to tell you. You know, listen, I was in the grocery store. The lady gave me $1 back too much. Okay? Gave me $1. And I said, hey, wait a minute, you done made a mistake. She said, you sure? I said, I'm positive. I don't want to take this when I know you done made a mistake. You done gave me back too much money, even though it ain't but $1. Let me give it back to you. Okay? Let me give it back to you. Because that could be the test. God testing me. That could be the test, and I failed. And a blessing could be right at my front door. But because I wasn't honest about that $1, that blessing left. God seeking. Yeah, you're a beautiful person, Soul Conductor. I subscribe. Thank you, man. I need to hear this. I really did. I see you again. Man, every night, 8 o'clock, man. Bernie came up in here, my biggest supporter, and asked me, he said, hey, Conductor, I used to do Saturday in Proverbs every Saturday, and I stopped. And he said, could you start back again? And the Lord said, do it every day. Because now people are going through stuff every day. Don't just wait for Saturday. Do it every day. So that somebody come up in here, man, if they having an issue, then they might be, that's the day that they need to hear what you're talking about. Okay? And that's why I do it, man. I do it every day. Notice, and see, and this is one thing I don't do. Man, if you want to subscribe, man, you're going to subscribe. If you gonna want to like this, yeah, I ain't got time to tell you like and subscribe and do all that other stuff. No, man, let me get that's a waste of my energy. If you want to, you go. If you don't, you ain't stopping nothing. I'm still gonna do what I need to do. What I got? Somebody gave me I got $1.99 up here. A lot of times I come in here, man, don't get nothing. But you see, I'm still here. Because I ain't doing it for the money. Because I know God gonna bless me. I know God, without a doubt, God gonna bless me. I know He gonna bless me. I've seen it. So I don't have to worry. I don't. And see, and when you get to that stage, man, that you know God gonna bless you, then all you're going to do is come out here and do God's work. That's all you got to do. Do his work. He'll make a way. I'm a witness. He'll make a way for you. I'm a witness. I told y'all, that guy got my, man, that's how what since the 24th of February, here I'm coming up on a whole month that this guy been holding my sign, and I ain't missed a beat. Ain't missed a beat. Cash App deactivated my account. Told me I did something, I violated their terms of service. Man, I mean 10 times I went to Cash App. Man, tell me what I did. Oh, you violated our terms of service. Your account is deactivated. Okay, okay. And that was one of my main sources of money. And I ain't missed a beat. I ain't missed a beat. See, because adversity guards the door to success. When you get close to the door of success, man, your life is going to turn upside down. Because adversity want to test you to see, do you really want it? And see, most folk run up against adversity and they throw up their hands. That's it. I quit. I give. And I've had them moments, man, where I was like, man, I ain't doing this no more. I'm going home. And on my way home, I run into God, send somebody. And say, hey, don't come on, man, you doing God's work. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Every time I've come to the point where I wanted to quit, God will send somebody my way to say something. And I know it's God. See, I don't have to guess and wonder. I know it's God. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. That's why I don't quit. That's why I don't give up. Told y'all, man, I ain't seen my wife in 7 years. Come June. We got married this month, 7 years ago. Come June, it'll be 7 years, man, since I seen my wife. And if my wife was here, I'd have never discovered True Conductor. I'd have never been out here with this message. Because I wouldn't want to draw no attention to her. Because 9 times out of 10, she would have overstayed her visa. That's how that works. So, you're going to sacrifice something, buddy. You get out here on this road called right, you're going to sacrifice something, man. You ain't going to have your cake and eat it too. Let me tell you that. Let me say that again. When you get out here doing God's work, you ain't going to have your cake and eat it too. You're going to have to give something up. You're going to have to sacrifice something, buddy. And see, and let me show you. Let me show you. Where we at, Joe? Here we go. This is Joe chapter 2, verse 25. So I will restore to you the years that the locust is eaten, the crawling locust, the consuming locust, and the chewing locust, my great army which I sent among you. You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, who has dealt wonderfully with you, and my people shall never be put to shame. That's real. All right? See y'all later.